welcome you. So this is a wonderful lesson that I want us to concentrate on. This is it. So this is biology, and I know most of you are preparing for your exams, more especially the grade 12s that are writing biology next week on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. So these are the questions that I want us to go through. So get this. These are not the only questions that we are going to revise through. This is just a sample question that I've put here. Even as I keep teaching and revising with you, I'm going to discuss on a lot of things and how to answer that particular paper. This is not only to the grade 12s, even any candidate that will at any point write a biology paper. So there are key things that you need to know. There are key things that you need to understand each time you are preparing for a biology exams. You are a GCE, internal, maybe you are in grade 11, you are a grade 10 student. So I'm going to teach you and prepare you for your exam. So this is just a general lesson for everyone. So each time you are looking at this important topic called biology, so I believe you are connected, and this is visible enough. You are able to see everything that I'm teaching here. So when we are looking at this particular topic called biology, you need to understand that one of which the most important topic that does not miss in every exam, I'm going to say cells. So as you prepare for your exam, you need to understand this particular topic called cells. What is a cell? Are you able to identify those specialized cells? Are you able to answer exam questions under that particular topic? You need to understand the nerve cells. You know that those get to transmit electric impulses. You need to understand the function of the white blood cells. You know and understand that, okay, white blood cells, these fight diseases in the body. So they get to defend and fight what? Diseases in the body. Now, there are two types of white blood cells. We've got the phagocytes and the lymphocytes. So you need to get the structure of a phagocyte, understand it. The structure of a lymphocyte, you also need to understand it. So this is what you need to know. If you are talking about a gut cell, make sure you know it. Root air cell, make sure you know it. When we are talking about red blood cells, make sure you know it. When we are talking about a parasite cell, make sure you know it. You need also to know the detailed structure of a plant cell and an animal cell. This is just a basic foundation that every student needs to know this particular topic. So from here now, you are going to jump into another topic. You need to understand the enzymes. So I'll just give you some general key topics that you need to know even as you get to prepare for your exams. Enzymes here, you also need to understand the other topics like food tests. So we can also look at food tests. You also need to know this. Apart from this, you also need to understand the digestive system. You need to know this. You are supposed to understand the digestive system, and how all these, how all the processes get to occur. You also need to know respiration. You are supposed to understand this. There is a topic that is called growth and development. So all these things, you need to make sure that you know them. It is not all about going through exam questions, but it is all about understanding those exam questions. So I want first to give you an hint on how to go about these things, because this question is so simple. We'll answer it together and you are going to see that for sure this question is so simple. Let me see the people that are connected. So if you are connected, you can comment so that I'm able to see the people that I'm with. We are making biology so simple together by going through exam questions. So you understand respiration, aerobic respiration, all those things, you need to understand them. That is an important topic. It's very hot in here. Okay, so we are going to see how many things we are going to cover. I just hope my phone won't be like, it won't disconnect, because once it is too hot, my phone gets to misbehave. Okay, so when we are looking at respiration, from respiration, I can also include another topic. So I'm just listing them randomly. We get to talk of ecology. You also need to know this. We look at genetics. You also need to know it. You look at health and what? Diseases. And diseases. You also need to know that. So these are some key topics that you need. There are quite a lot. There are quite a lot. So you just need to make sure that you understand them. Make sure that even as you prepare for your exam, it's just good to know topics. So how then do you study? I'm not saying just study this and prepare for exams. No, I'm just giving you some of these topics based on this particular lesson for today. So today, if possible, especially I'm giving this to the grade 12s, study this today. If you're preparing for an exam, I've just given you these topics for today, just for today. Try to finish all these. Tomorrow, so make other ones that I've left out, study that other day, so that by Tuesday, you are going to be equipped. So study, check through exam questions and see if you're able to answer. So this is your brother and friend, Ison Jesu. I'm an academic tutor. If you are a GCE or an internal candidate, I'm here to help you prepare yourself. I conduct online lessons. For example, if we are doing enzyme, I'll explain what an enzyme is. I'll tell you, okay, an enzyme is a biological catalyst. And you know that a catalyst, it gets to speed up or slows down a chemical reaction. So I will explain all those things. You understand if we get to call optimum temperature, if the enzymes are denatured, all those things, I get to explain them nicely like that. So you can consider joining my online lessons. So I won't waste much time, but these topics are for the grade 12s, the ones that are writing biology next week Tuesday. So let us go through these topics. They are just for you. Then we go to our question here. I guess everyone is able to see. It's a simple question. So this one is a simple question that we are going to answer together. So the figure below shows parts of the urinary system. So this is talking about the what? Urinary system, just part of the urinary system. So when we say urinary system, this is now falling under a topic that we get to call excretion. So it is very important for a candidate to understand what excretion is. If a question is to come in an exam, you also need to understand. I've seen a comment here, somebody saying, "Add me on the WhatsApp group, my line is," so you can text me on my WhatsApp number. The number is just above in the caption there. So you are supposed to understand. You ask yourself, what is excretion? What is excretion? What does it mean to excrete, to remove? Now, we want to define what excretion is. So excretion, we know and understand that this is just the removal. So we define excretion as the what? The removal. So this is just the removal of metabolic, so I'll say metabolic waste products. Metabolic waste what? Waste products. This is what I'm going to say. So this is just the removal of metabolic waste products. One of which is urine. Urine is also what we get to call a waste product. We've got sweat, like this room is very hot. So you understand that my skin is one of the excretory organ. What does it do? It excretes what? Sweat. Then we also have the kidney, which is also one of the excretory organs. What does it do? It excretes what? Urine. So kidney gets to excrete urine. Skin, sweat. So there are a lot of things that you need to know, a lot of things that you are supposed to understand whenever we are talking about this. We've got also the lungs. So the lungs get to excrete what? Carbon dioxide. All those things you are supposed to understand under the process of respiration or this topic. So you get to understand it that way. So I'm not here to just answer this question like, okay, I just answer it, then we go. No. I want to make sure that you understand. So just this question, I'm taking a lot of time so that we are revising. So revision is not all about just name the parts labeled O, Q, R. I just, okay, this is. But this question came and you never find such a question in an exam. But what I'm actually doing is that I'm revising with you this question so that if a similar question was to come in an exam, you will be able to answer it. It may not come exactly like this, but similar questions will come. And what will enable you to answer that particular question is the knowledge that you are going to have. So I've told you that excretion is just the removal of metabolic waste product from the body of an organism. Then we've got what we get to call excretory organs. We've got the kidney, we've got the lungs, skin. These are examples. Then when we say excretory products, these things that are excreted from these excretory organs, like urine from the kidney, carbon dioxide from the lungs. Have you seen? That is it. Now, we go to this particular diagram. I guess we are all able to see. This is a particular diagram that is here. So, we've got this that is here. Have you seen this particular diagram? This is a diagram that is here. Have you seen? This is it. We've got these two things. Have you seen two arrows that one is going? Where is it going? It is going to the heart. Have you seen? This one is going to the heart. This one that is here, this is now coming from the heart. So you need to understand one thing. This one is taking blood to the heart. So you discover that blood enters the heart via the what? Vena cava. So this one, this all that you are able to see, this is what we get to call the vena what? The vena cava. So you discover that the lungs get, there is what we get to call the renal vein. So the renal vein gets to carry what? The vena cava carries a deoxygenated blood from the kidney via the what? Renal vein. So between the vena cava and the kidney, we've got the renal veins, these that are connecting to this. There is this part here. So between the kidney and the vena cava, there is a vein here, which is called the renal vein, that is carrying a deoxygenated blood via this vena cava, taken to the heart. So this we've established an understanding that that is the what? Vena cava. Okay, it is very hot here. So I can see people are texting their phone numbers. So you text me on WhatsApp. You are supposed to text me on my WhatsApp number. So this is the what? This is the vena cava. So this is to tell you, this one that is here, that is the aorta. Have you seen? Because it is leaving the heart. So that this one is the what? Aorta. So that is what you need to understand. This is what is happening. Then I've already told you that between the kidney and the vena cava, so meaning this P that you are able to see, that is the what? That is the kidney. Then we've got this Q that is there. Have you seen this tube that takes the waste products from the kidney to the this one that is here? This is called urinary bladder. This one that is called what? Urinary bladder. So this is called urinary what? Urinary bladder. So since this is the urinary bladder, then this tube that is here, this is what we get to call the what? The ureter. So this is called the ureter. Have you seen? So ureter only carries what? The urine from the kidney to the urinary bladder. So from the urinary bladder now, then it gets to be excreted out of the living organism. That is what we get to call as the urethra. So the urethra here now, the last thing, if this is a tube now, we get to have the what? Urethra. So don't misinterpret this. The ureter and the urethra, they are different. So this one does carry urine. Have you seen from the kidney to the urinary bladder? This one, there are a lot of things get to pass through the urethra. There are a lot. In males, we can also talk of some semen gets to pass through all those things. So I think I've answered the first part of the question, isn't it? We've labeled all these things. And it is very important, this particular topic. Immediately I'm done, I want you to study this topic, homeostasis. Also look at excretion. You are going to understand this clearly. And I also want you to look at the digestive system. So, digestive what? Digestive system. So, my lesson is centered on these three. So, immediately after this particular lesson, to perfect an understanding, I want you to look at these three. Homeostasis, the maintenance of constant internal environment of the body, or the body of an organism. That is homeostasis. Excretion, we've also looked at it. The removal of metabolic waste products. That is so simple. And a digestive system, you also need to understand it. Try to understand it. There is also coordination here, which I did not include. There is also coordination where you look at the central nervous system, you look at the what we get to call the endocrine system. All those things need to understand them. Suggest the three substances excreted by the excretory organs shown. So have you seen the excretory organ that is shown here? Specifically here, what are we talking about? The kidney. To be specific here, the only thing that this question is centered on is the what? Is the kidney. And I told you to say that the kidney gets to excrete what? Urine. Now, in that urine, we get to find a lot of things. We can talk of what? Uric acid. There is in urine, there is uric acid. There is excess salt. So there is excess salt. There is also excess water. There is urea. So excess water. I don't know if you people are able to see that. I don't know if that is visible over there. So that is it. I believe that is simple. So you just have also given you a bonus. There are a lot of things that I've given you there. Therefore, the question was just telling us to give what? To give 3. That is it. So this is how you need to understand it. Just as simple as that. Have you seen? So after this, make sure you study. Make sure that you keep studying. We now go to this question that is here. Give one example of an excretion function or osmoregulation. Give one example of an osmoregulation function of the kidney. So what are they talking about? Osmoregulation. You need to understand now. What is there is what we get to call thermoregulation. There is also what is known as this same one, osmoregulation. So you understand that, okay, When we are talking about osmoregulation, this is the maintenance of water levels in the body. It is called what? Osmoregulation. When I say thermoregulation, this is the maintenance of what? Temperature in the body. So that is thermoregulation. So here they are talking about what? What are they talking about here? They are talking about what? They are talking about osmoregulation. So the function is just to balance what? To balance water levels in blood. So to balance water levels, because this one, this is the what? This is the maintenance of water levels in the body. So what are we talking about here? To balance. So I'm going to say to balance what? To balance water levels. To balance water levels in the blood. So that is the what? That is an example of osmoregulation function of the kidney. As simple as that. So you just need to understand it this way. Then we've got the last question here. Identify 2 disorders that might affect the excretory system. So I'm also checking the comments here if there is any person. I'm also checking the comments here. So I'm also checking the comments, but I believe we are able to understand everything that I'm teaching. You are able to understand all these things that we are listing here. So when we are talking about disorders, they are telling us to say 2 disorders, 2 diseases that might affect the excretory system. So when we are talking about the excretory system, we can talk of things that may affect the kidney, things that may affect a lot of that system. All these things that I've been explaining here, with the excretory system, the removal, excretion, everything that gets to excrete those metabolic waste products from the body of so all those organs now, what are certain things that may affect them? There is what we get to call as the UTI. I guess you know it. There is what is known as UTI. Some of you, this is a common infection. This is called urinary tract infection. So it is called urinary. This is called urinary tract infection. Have you seen infection? So this is the first one. I think most of you have heard it. I've got UTI. They found me with UTI like this. This is also associated with some okay, let me not go that far. But this, you discover that what is affected here, from here you discover that let me say it like STIs. When you have some STIs, you discover that you get to have some difficulties in urinating like that. So this is also similar to that, because any person that gets to have urinary tract infection, you discover that they get to have a painful urination. So if they want to urinate, they get to have a painful experience like that. So this is an example. Apart from this, there is also what we get to call chronic disease. There is what is called chronic kidney disease. So this is called chronic kidney disease. So if I ask you what is the function of a disease, what is a disease? Anything that disturbs the normal function of the body. You need to understand different types of diseases. Such questions do come. So make sure you study through, understand all these things. So here you discover that once a person gets to have a chronic kidney disease, you discover that they get to have a gradual loss in the kidney function. You discover that the kidney gets to drop, its functions gets to drop like that. So this is it. So these are 2 disorders that may affect. UTI, it's common, you know it. Then we've got maybe this one you can say, I don't know this, but UTI, this one is very common. Even teenagers know it, especially teenagers. So this is it, and this is all that you need to understand. Under diseases also, you need to understand there are important topics like immunity. You need to understand what immunity is. Immunity is a process, I would say, the ability of the body to resist diseases. That is immunity. So immunity is the ability of the body to resist diseases. So it's falling under a topic called diseases, and it's an independent topic, immunity. It's good to go through it, and you need to make sure that you understand it clearly. You discover that coming from the word, when we say immunization, the process by which the body is made resistant to what? Certain diseases. So we've got things that get to facilitate immunity. There is the white blood cells, all those things get to facilitate. We've got two types of immunity, artificial and the natural immunity. So when we are talking about the natural and artificial, can be active or passive. So there is what is known as the artificial passive immunity, artificial active immunity. So all these things, you need to make sure that you know them and understand them clearly. So this is so simple, and this is where we are going to end from. So this is where we are going to end from. And for those of you that are interested in joining, it's very hot in here. So some of you that are interested in joining my online lessons, I'm going to give you my number. You can text me on that particular number, then we get to chat on WhatsApp. So my number, this is my number. So this is +2609710666747. This is it. I guess it is visible there. Okay, I can see some questions here. Okay, somebody, okay, chronic kidney diseases. What if neutralize poisonous diseases? So I'm not sure that question. So neutralize poisonous diseases, where exactly is that answer is falling under which question? I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. So this is it. I believe we've understood everything here. So if you are interested in joining, it's just 100 kwacha a subject. So 100 kwacha monthly. If you want to pay for biology, I don't only teach biology, I get to teach a lot of subjects. So of course, I will teach math, science, biology, and RE. We have got also an interesting tutor for English language. Is a powerful one. So you can enroll for these subjects. So my number is 0971066747. So we are live on Facebook. I also share this on our social media platforms. See you tomorrow, 05 hours. We continue. Thank you so much.